From the newsroom, the main stories. The Labour Party has called for a public inquiry following the disclosures about bomb warnings around the time of the Lockerbie disaster. Pan Am says a warning from the Transport Department, posted 2 days before the jet blew up, didn't arrive until 4 weeks later. This afternoon, Labour will ask for an emergency Commons debate.
My complaint has always been that the Department of Transport cannot deal with these things effectively. And if Pan Am didn't get the warning until January the 17th, and I believe the Manchester authorities also didn't get it because it was delayed in the Christmas post and wasn't telexed, that's the kind of way that this department has dealt with safety on air security. And I'm bound to say that what is issued now is not only the Secretary of State, but the very honesty of the government itself involving the Prime Minister and the public's right to know.
The Prince and Princess of Wales are in Dubai on the latest leg of their Gulf tour. Security was stepped up after Iran criticised the royal ship in the wake of the Salman Rushdie affair.
A warning yesterday by the Dubai authorities to the royal protection officers that they were worried about security was reinforced by this morning's commentary on Tehran radio, calling the royal tour insulting and slanderous to Muslims. In Dubai Creek, along which the royal motorcade has to pass several times today, dhows come and go from Iran with no security checks and no barriers between the creek and the road. And there are many Iranians in Dubai who owe their allegiance to Ayatollah Khomeini.
The number of people out of work and claiming benefit has dropped again. Last month, the seasonally adjusted figure showed that around 40,000 fewer people were out of work than in January. That put the jobless total under 2 million for the second month running. Workers at the car makers Jaguar have voted to accept the company's latest pay offer and call off their threat of industrial action. Earlier, Jaguar announced that profits were down by more than half last year, mainly due to the strong pound. The Home Office says that the number of reported crimes fell by 5% last year, the biggest drop for 34 years. But there was an increase in violent crime. The Home Secretary, Douglas Hurd, welcomed the overall fall, but said that crime levels were still too high and more needed to be done to tackle violence and sex attacks. The Royal College of Nursing says it has the gravest reservations about the government's plans to reform the health service. It claims the proposals threaten the principles and effectiveness of the NHS. The RCN said today that the poor and the vulnerable would get a worse deal. And it claims that once hospitals become self-governing, the continuity of patient care would be threatened and community services endangered. The next news is the 6 o'clock news on BBC One with Nicholas Witchell and Anna Ford.
Good afternoon, Jill. Well, I got one winner right at the Cheltenham races today, but I don't think I got the weather right, unfortunately. That rain was all too close, but it is moving away now, and it will be brightening up very gradually during the rest of the afternoon. Not that there's that much left of it, and some bright weather still to come in the far north with 1 or 2 wintry showers. And still tonight we're going to find that rain and sleet hanging around to begin with in the extreme southeast, but eventually I think it will move away, and then we're going to have some problems, really, because with clearing skies and a cold night to follow, those roads will be slippery, and there'll still be those wintry showers coming on to northern and western coasts as well, and some of them still fairly heavy. Now that's the temperatures tonight. A really cold night, a widespread frost, in fact very low temperatures indeed, as you can see in parts of Scotland, the coldest night for a long, long time. And that's all.
And now on BBC Two, the Spotlight News Update. Good afternoon. A report published today shows the risks of contracting lung cancer from long-term